and move on. We will be forced to use the fire hoses.
This is Robert Shackney in New Orleans, standing in front of City Hall, in front of a wild, primarily teenage, segregationist crowd, the start of a big public segregationist rally against token school integration. This is very brief.
I will.
Mr. Rainick, what brings you here in front of McDonough 19 Elementary School?
I'm here to observe what happens this morning.
What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't imagine too many children will go to school there this morning.
Tell me something about this boycott the legislature proposed take place. What is the nature of it?
This boycott.
I understand last night the legislature proposed that white parents keep their children out of school. Or endorsed that proposal.
Well, the white parents in New Orleans, to a great extent, are keeping their children out of school. What should happen is that the parents of children who are being sent to integrated school, by all means, should keep them out of those schools.
Do you think the white parents will listen to that kind of a program, will observe that kind of a program?
I certainly think they will. They're already observing it.
Is there any way that the state government will try to enforce that kind of a program, or will it be voluntary?
That would be voluntary.
Well, what can the legislature do now? Its hands seem to be legally tied.
Its hands are not legally tied. They are politically tied temporarily. But there will be other measures taken.
Such as?
We'll wait and see it when they occur.
Well, as things now stand, what do you think that the white people of this community ought to do?
Well, I think they ought to use every resource at their command, social, political, economic, and otherwise, to support the government of this state in the action that is taken and to maintain their institutions.
You gonna miss it, Willie? It had to coming in, buddy.
20-year member of the Louisiana legislature.
Yeah, let's do it together. We'll say time, effort, why, what did you find out inside? Wait a minute.
I think I've talked enough. I think.
Mr. Radick, what brought you to this school? Are you in any official capacity?
No, sir, I'm in no official capacity.
Why did you go in the school?
Well, I went in accompanied by the chief of police, and I have been a member of the legislature 20 years and headed a number of committees. I have a considerable following in the state of Louisiana, shall I say.
Could you tell us what you saw in there, sir?
I talked to the principal.
And what did he tell you and what you tell him?
He told me that there was one colored child in the school.
One colored?
I mean, one white child in the whole school, out of 400 and something.
Do you think this boycott will meaningfully prevent integration in New Orleans?
It will contribute to the prevention of integration.
What else can you do to stop it?
Well, we'll wait and we'll see about that when it develops. We've had a minute.
Oh, I didn't know you sneaked there. Was I blocking your picture?
Yeah, well, that's all right. I was just...
This is Robert Shackney. No, they're the guys, people in the background. This is Robert Shackney in New Orleans, standing in front of City Hall and amidst a big segregationist crowd, mostly teenagers at this point, supposedly to include mothers from the two schools where token integration has taken place. This is the big public segregationist protest against integration of schools in New Orleans.
We from Orleanians and McDonough and Nichols. That's the three schools.
Never mind.
Look out doing white trash. That's what they ought to do. A nigga.
dispersed from this area. They will be forced to use a fire hose. Advised to disperse and move on. We will be forced to use the fire hose.
Leading the crowd around, screaming his lungs out there. Get in there. See that? Hey, that's a phonograph.
I know, Scott. We still have to put this in the front there for your protection. You got it?
We're so used to hearing that.
Well, it's been a continual drop since the threats to the personal property, to the lives, and to the children of these parents has begun. It began around about Tuesday, a few calls. And Wednesday the calls were intensified, and on Thursday the calls became most numerous of actual threats to their lives.
What's the nature of the threats that you've received over the phone throughout last night?
They told me that my coffin was already built and that they would come and get me. It was already waiting for me. And they called all night long from 5:30 in the evening until 6:30 in the morning, about every half hour. I feel that they must persecute one driver at a time. Today, maybe they'll pick on somebody else. They can't possibly do this every half hour to all of the people who are helping.
No, but I do feel that it was a very great difficulty for my 14-year-old daughter to pick up the children's phone listed and have these horrible, filthy things said to her over the phone.
Do you feel, because of the threats you've received, that your resolve is weakening somewhat?
Well, the economic pressures that they've put on these families have been effective so far. But I still feel that New Orleans wants their public schools, and that the people and the citizens of the city are going to win for their public schools.
Yes, the thing we're fighting for essentially is decency and law and order, and that's got to win.
So it's the employer.
I don't know, actually, it's like...
Run your audio down. He'll look over in this direction now.
Mm-hmm.
Just this over in this general direction. Now, let me get some...
Why did the attendance at Franz School Why did the attendance of white students at Franz School drop this morning from 14 to 9? Do you think that the segregationists who feel so strongly about this situation are winning at Franz School? I see. Well, now... Mrs. McKinley, did you send your children to Franz School today?
No, they did not go this morning.
Did you have a specific reason for not wanting them to go?
The simple reason that we have for the past 5 days been subjected to so much vandalism and harassment. My husband is a seminary student. He has been unable to study. The children have been under such strain. I felt that it best that they not go this morning.
Well, now, as you probably have heard, the enrollment of, or the attendance of white children...
Let's start
yes.
again.
Good.
10 seconds. I mean, take it in 3 seconds.
Mrs. McKinley, did you send your children to Franz School today?
No, we did not.
Was there any specific reason for not sending them, as you have every other day since integration started?
For the simple reason that we have been subjects of vandalism and harassment to the point that the children have not had very much rest. My husband is a seminary student. He has had no study periods whatsoever. We felt that this morning it would just be best for us to keep them at home and see if we could have a quiet day, peaceful day.
Well, now, as you probably know, the attendance of white children at Franz School today did drop considerably over yesterday. What is your reaction to the fact that fewer went?
Well, of course I'm quite disappointed, but my prayers are very much so that God will be with them and that He will enable this enrollment to so pick up that they'll be able to, I won't say overcome those antagonizers, but to have a stand, to take a stand that we will be able to do the things, to do the dictates of our own hearts, that they will see that we are strong enough to carry on despite the things that they're doing to us.
Mrs. McKinley, what did you know that federal marshals I'll do that question again. Mrs. McKinley, did you know that federal marshals escorted the white children to Franz School today?
I did not know. I didn't know that they had escorted them.
Do you think the use of federal marshals in this case is a good idea?
I definitely think so. I think they should have done so from the beginning. I think we would have had more children in school. I think the business probably would have settled down and been back to normal by now, possibly, if they had made use of the federal marshals.
Good.
And we'll rolling, take it in 3 seconds. Take it in 5 seconds.
Mrs. McKinley, did you send your children back to Franz School today? Did you have some special reason for not wanting to send them today, as you have done previously during this integration? Did you have some special reason for not wanting to send them today? Do you think that the use of federal marshals in escorting the children, as happened for the first time today, was a good idea? Right. This is Bill Ames in New Orleans, Louisiana. With the end of the 3rd week of integration here at the William Franz School, the apparent fact is that the white boycott of the school, where one 6-year-old Negro is in attendance, has been strengthened. On Tuesday of this week, 23 white students attended William Franz. On the last day of this school week, only 8 white students were in attendance. The drop in attendance at William Franz School on this last day of the school week appears to have been laid to telephoned threats of reprisals against white parents who send their children to the school. Also receiving threats were the drivers of SOS, Save Our Schools, who received threats throughout the night of the... The drop in attendance of white students here at William Franz is laid to telephoned threats of reprisals against the white parents who've been sending their children here. Also involved is a telephoned threat campaign against the drivers of SOS, the Save Our Schools organization, headed by Mrs. Mary Sand. The drop in attendance at William Franz on the last school day of this week was laid to telephone threats of reprisals against white parents who have been sending their children to the school, as it is being integrated with one 6-year-old Negro girl. Also, a campaign of threats has been launched against the drivers of SOS, Save Our Schools, here in New Orleans. The drivers who've been bringing the white students to the school to escape the hecklers who have lined the streets. The drop in attendance here at William Franz School on the last day of this school week is laid to telephoned threats of reprisals against white parents who've been sending their children to the school during the week. Also involved is a campaign of threats against the drivers of SOS, Save Our Schools, here in New Orleans. The drivers who've been bringing the white students to school every day so that they might escape the hecklers who have been lining the streets. Mrs. Mary Sand, who is the president of SOS, and some of her drivers talked to me earlier today. One of the white parents who has been sending his children here to school is the Reverend Marion McKinley, a divinity student at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. We talked with Mrs. McKinley earlier today about her reaction to the fact that federal marshals were being used to escort the children and the fact that school attendance had dropped at Franz. One of the white parents who has received much harassment during this week is Mr. William Franz. The family of divinity student Marion McKinley, who lives here in this house, has been much harassed over this week because the two McKinley children have been going to Franz School, driven by the drivers of SOS. Today, the McKinley children did not go to school. We talked with Mrs. McKinley about her reaction to the drop in school enrollment. One of the white families who've been sending their children to school is that of Marion McKinley, a divinity student here in New Orleans. They live here in this house. We talked with Mrs. McKinley about the fact that today, for the first time, her children did not go to school. No. It's now the weekend here in New Orleans. It's now the weekend here in New Orleans, and things are quiet. What will come at the beginning of the 4th week of integration at William Franz School remains to be seen. This is CBS News, New Orleans.
What?
This is mother. There's another. This is science as you'll fit.
blowing me like a plow.
That'll be good on the track.
We're rolling.
Okay. No, we want to... I want to get the picture of why you had to call the marshal, why you felt that the marshal should be injected into the situation with the white students. This was the first time, wasn't it?
That often. Well, he's going to ask me about if we brought it in, why we brought them in.
Now, would you ladies hold the conversation just for about 10 seconds?
Mrs. Sands, can you tell me, please, why the attendance at the Franz School dropped today?
Yes, I can tell you why the attendance dropped. The parents have been constantly threatened with their jobs. The fathers have lost their jobs in 2 of the cases. The other parents...
Okay.
Of course, the threats became actual because at least 2 of the people involved have lost their jobs, and this is very serious for them.
Well, now, is this the reason that you invited the federal marshals in to escort the children to school today?
We invited the federal marshals in because we felt that the drivers of these cars were also receiving threats. They received, they can probably tell you all the threats they received all night long. And we felt that the federal marshals might help this situation.
Did you discuss calling the marshals in with the head of the police here in New Orleans?
Yes, I did talk this over with Mr. Geruso, and he agreed. He said anything that he could do to help would be fine.
Well, now let's turn to some of these drivers and who've been driving for the Save Our Schools group. What kind of threats have you received as a result of your activities?
It was our problem, too. They traced a car which didn't belong to me, but did belong to one of my relatives, and the things that were said to him I can't even repeat. They were so horrible. He hasn't gotten over it yet, and it's still going on.
Is it your thought that these threats and the actions that are being taken by the group opposing your action is defeating the purpose for which you've been striving since the integration started?
Well, they're being effective.
Well, you stop right there.
Yes.
You're rolling and you look at Miss Sands and take it in 3 seconds.
Mrs. Sand, do you think the activity of the group opposing what Save Our Schools is doing is defeating?
Rolling, take it in 3 seconds.
Mrs. Sand, can you begin by telling me why the attendance at Franz School, the white students, dropped down to 9 today, or 8 white students with the 1 Negro girl? Well, now, all of you, of course, are with the children during a very important part of the day as they go to school under protection. What do the kids feel?
They seem to be just like any other children. They're complaining about their homework and they're talking about things that happen, but as we ride back and forth to school and to the home, they are very much aware of the mobs that are outside calling to them. And this, of course, puts a damper on any relationship that we would have.
But they are delighted to be back in school. And the teachers were so glad to see them back. It just broke your heart. They gave them lollipops, and they're getting special instruction. In fact, one little boy told me he was learning to write, and nobody else is going to learn to write till after Christmas, who was staying out of school.
And one mother was showing there
All right.
books inside.
Are the threats that you are receiving as drivers of these children making you lose your resolve in any way?
No, it's not making me lose my resolve. It's reinforcing my courage.
What do the children feel?
Rolling, take it in 3 seconds.
Do you find that the threats you're receiving as you drive these children to school are weakening your resolve?
Just the opposite. I find that it's strengthening and reinforcing my courage.
What do the children feel? You're with them for...
All right. Take it in 3 seconds.
Do you find that the threats you're receiving are weakening your resolve in any way?
Just the opposite. I find that it's reinforcing my courage, and I'd like to do this every day if I am needed.
She called in to say that she was not sending the children because of the threat to her husband's job. Said, I'm in tears My children are in tears, and my husband is mad. The children want definitely to go back to school, and I want to send them, and we know that we can't because he can't lose his job. And she said, so the whole family is in tears.
There's another sort of byproduct of this I'd like to mention, and that is that these people who have been threatened have all said to us, next time we vote, we're going to be educated voters. We're not going to allow this situation.